living there forward.
So you successfully left the pyramid with another destination in mind and some knowledge that some of you wish you hadn't had, and a much smaller adventuring party. One of the things you notice is that only one of the pack mules was attacked by snakes while you were inside. That would be Victor's.
Great.
I think
when it rains, it pours.
You made an enemy.
However, for the travel back to civilization, you were able to make it back unmolested and without any further esoteric events. Upon getting back to a major city, you are able to begin looking into passage to Australia.
Why not me?
From where we... Brazil?
From Brazil.
We're going directly to Australia?
Unless you just want to make a stop in between.
Yeah, I kind of want to bury Derek in the States.
You can head back to the States.
I'll pay for my own trip to go separately and then meet them in Australia.
Well, here's the thing. You can get back to the States via plane. You don't have to take boat.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
If you just want to fly back to the States, you can fly back to the States and then fly to Australia.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
Throw them in a hole and we'll head to Australia.
Actually, I'm sorry. You can fly back to the States, but you're not going to be able to fly to Australia. You'll be able to fly to the other end of the States and then take a boat.
Okay.
The planes at this point
Let's do that.
are not going to be suitable for flying down to Australia. Okay. So you head back to the States. Are you heading back to Derek's hometown in Iowa? If he ever mentioned where his hometown was, beyond
He said
Iowa?
he told us both his parents are dead. So even though his mother's alive and he never told us that,
Spare
he
him
forgot.
the first piece of land you touch, getting back.
He did say he was
Big
from...
hole.
I think he did say where he's from. Well, I mean, I'll do my best to look him up. And,
Well, if you check back in with the Adventurers Club, they do have addresses for all current members.
did
which
they have
would
like a
include
next
Derek.
of kin sort of thing?
His mother is listed on that
Okay.
form, yes.
Well, I'll contact her and tell her that he died and then died again, a hero. And make it seem like he did a good job.
Okay. Give me credit rating.
I did put points into this. I knew this would happen, Joe. I still failed. I got a 64. I needed a 50.
Not that she doesn't believe you, but she is more distraught over the fact that Derek has died than anything else. But she will ask if you can send the body back to their hometown so that he can be buried in the local parish.
Certainly.
And what are you doing with Jacqueline's remains?
We left them there. The Migos said they would dispose of it the regular way, which I assume that means eating her or throwing her in a pit or something. I don't know.
And Jacqueline didn't seem to be too concerned about
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
We just have to let her mother know.
Just have
Right, yeah.
We'll report her as missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Or no, she asked us to tell her mother that she did pass, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes because
She was like above her body at the point. Like
Yeah.
she was of no concern anymore.
Well, I think
immediately.
we're supposed to tell her mother that she's gone.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Another traumatic phone call to make, but one that is made.
Make her seem like a hero. Boom! Not a hero, sorry. Tried.
Clearly, it was some archaeological accident. She was exploring something, and a piece of something fell on her head, and she died. Maybe? I don't know. Story's up to you. Again, more distraught than disbelieving, but...
I'm probably used to it, having dealt with death during the war, so...
Yeah. Not a horrible... Not a thing you're unaccustomed to dealing with,
Death,
at the very least.
yeah, I'm very familiar with, but the means of which they died,
Yeah,
not so
absolutely
much.
horrible. Yes.
Not so much.
With those arrangements made, is there any thing people would wish to purchase or take with them when they head down to Australia, beyond the supplies you currently have.
Just going to replenish my supplies.
You may not need to carry as much, as Australia's environment is not going to require you to have specific clothes. In fact, traveling lighter may be better.
I was gonna pop into Massachusetts and let the people know that one of the offspring was in the Amazon.
How deep into Australia are we going? 'Cause I need to
Uh,
replace a pack mule
We're
that
going
was
to
mysteriously
Outback?
mauled to death.
Nobody has actually checked. You just know that you're going to Australia.
Oh,
Is Australia like like
it's a
nine?
small. It's a,
Is
should
Australia even
probably
very
find
easy
out.
It's a
find things.
detail.
is Australia like civilized at this point yet?
ghosts.
What was that?
Is this place haunted?
Spooky ghosts of some sort. As far as Australia being civilized, most of the major cities are civilized. A lot of Australia is still wild outback.
Okay, so more water, less supplies.
All right.
Do we want 1 or 2 bigness of water?
I'm good with one. I'm still gonna take a whatever animal pack mule, whatever animal.
You should also
suited for
probably get some gas
a pack kangaroo.
that we neglected to bring last time.
But you didn't need any, so it was okay.
Yeah.
We probably don't need all of our machetes and jungle equipment.
All right, so we're gonna have to find out where we're going. So we're gonna need somebody with a better.
During the break, I'm going to be looking up and researching a lot of stuff about biology.
Okay.
Because if Brain Jar Dad doesn't care about bringing Mom back anymore, then I'll do it myself. If he's
That's
above it, if he failed, I'll do it myself.
Would it
Okay.
be easier to get riding horses for Australia?
It would be probably easier to have riding horses, but keep in mind, riding horses aren't designed to carry heavy loads.
Well, yeah. But if we got 4 of those,
Yes, that will actually do better for you than pack mules.
Now that we know what some of these creatures are called, I would like to try and do as much research as I can to see if there's any instances of their names popping up.
What creatures in particular, or what names in particular, would you like to research?
Well, I guess it hasn't occurred yet, so I'm going to look up the Great Race to make sure.
Okay.
In 1920s.
Well, yeah, there won't be any. There won't be any bleed over from any other.
They might also mention Yef. So that's another, that's another name for them.
I'm about to say, I mean, if you look up Great Race, you might get some propaganda coming out of Germany at this point in time.
This early?
Mm-hmm. It's not prevalent. It is a very minor party, but
I don't think that started until like 1939.
the party beliefs were established long before they became popularized.
Hitler was in 1933. So
There are mentions of it, but they are few and far between, mostly pamphlets.
Well, I'll look up, what are they, Yith or whatever they're called.
I'll tell you what, go ahead and make a library use roll.
I did put points for that, and it doesn't matter because I failed.
Can I do the same thing for the biology research
Yeah.
and just becoming more knowledgeable? I made that
how
for
much
you.
Okay.
is fair from States to Australia?
From States to Australia, double the previous costs. It is a much longer and more treacherous ship over the Pacific than it was over the Atlantic. And there will be stops along the way. Like they'll be
Right.
stopping at Hawaii to take on fresh provision before they make that. They're probably going to stop somewhere in India, and then they're going to be heading down to Australia from there. They're not going to do Australia in one big jump.
all right. Well, first of all,
I'll get that
we need to
for
find out
everyone.
where we're going. So
Okay.
I'm going to find someone I can take the maps to and figure out where's this.
Okay. Overlaying that with some existing maps of Australia, it is a location in the Great Sandy Desert.
Great.
It is
Well,
in fact great.
Well,
And sandy.
Well, it's a lost civilization, so it just wouldn't be easy to find.
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm also going to go to the library and look up the Great Race of Yith.
Okay.
Anything about the bastards?
You may go ahead and make your library use roll. Matt, you are able to find
10.
whatever biology information can be found at this point in time, outside of specific universities dedicated to the research. Are you looking up anything specific?
More or less, the brain, how important, how it interacts with the body, if how necessary it is. Now that I see that you can keep everything,
The brain
yourself, how much of the self is considered within the body and stuff like that. Whatever they have at the time, and what I could do to, whatever I would need. I don't know. Just digging deep.
I believe, based on current medical knowledge of the time, that they have realized that the brain is one of the most important organs in the body because it regulates the other organs. Your heart doesn't beat without impulses from the brain telling it to beat. Your lungs don't take in oxygen without your brain telling them to do that. The brain is responsible for everything and is the sum of all human knowledge that is located in the brain.
And how much of the brain power is wasted keeping organs alive?
I don't know if they've actually done a study yet on how much brain power is actually used on a day-to-day basis.
Just getting into weird stuff. That's all.
Yeah, in the 1920s, I don't think there's been any actual research done on that specific topic.
And I'm going to start.
Okay.
Lobotomies are pretty cool.
I made it.
Sane's pretty cool.
40.
Okay. Mentions of the Yith are not a thing that are found in any of those books. Not any of the books at Joe Regular Library. There are some specific libraries where you could go that they might have some of that information. The university at Miskatonic, for example, has an extensive occult-based library where some of that information might be found. But your typical libraries, even at some of the other major universities, are going to be sparse at best for finding that kind of information.
Okay.
I'm researching in the wrong library.
For biology?
For
biology, you're researching in the
deeper
correct.
occult things.
Oh, then yes, you're
All right.
absolutely searching. In the one.
Will I have enough time to?
To pop up to Miskatonic?
Yes.
Well, that depends. Where did everybody go when they came back to the States?
Probably along with Derek's body to ensure that it got there.
All right, so you're in Iowa.
My empty home.
Okay, so that's going to be in just outside of New York City.
I probably just would have went with the doctor's home in Iowa.
So you're in Iowa.
All right, so we didn't really talk about this before we went our separate ways.
Nope. I'm assuming you're communicating via telegraph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Shoot me a telegraph number. 000 ... dash.
I guess I'll send a telegraph saying I'm heading to Miskatonic University in Orcom and hop on a bus.
Okay. It will take several days to get to Miskatonic by bus. Where your credentials as a professor will get you access to the library, but you will be monitored, mostly because you know that you've been blacklisted by the community. But they won't deny you access to materials so long as you're kept under watch while doing so.
Fair enough.
Give me another library use roll.
Nope. Missed it by 16.
Okay. You can eventually find some information, but it takes a few more days before you can do that. You will find mention of Yith, or conical-shaped creatures, mostly in some obscure occult references, in dealing with gaining knowledge, or information about past or future events. You'll find references to the Yith, or the Great Race. They do have some other materials which it's possible you could get access to, but you have at this far been denied access to those. They are kept in the vault, which are for faculty use only, or upon special dispensation.
Oh, I'll also be experimenting with fire in my ring.
All right. Give me a percentile roll.
57.
Okay. With a regular fire, the ring gets warm when placed near it. You try putting just the ring itself into fire, and it doesn't melt or tarnish in any way, which is the first odd thing you notice. But nothing seems to happen. So you try different materials. You tried a paper fire, you tried a wood fire, and it has different reactions to those things. So it must be a specific thing.
Bigger fires?
The size
bigger?
of the fire does not seem to make a
Okay.
difference. It must be a specific material that you must burn in order to have the ring do anything.
Okay.
As you'll apparently have actually close to a week to do this, I'll give you 2 more rolls to see if you can narrow down.
85, so...
Nope.
Nope. Oh, baby. 47.
Okay. Wood seems to have the most effect, but it's not doing anything special. So you're starting to wonder if it's a particular type of wood or something that would be based on a tree of some sort.
Okay.
That's what you've gotten at this point. That'll bring you up to speed with where you currently are. Are you doing anything specific in Iowa after handing off the body, or?
So I would have told you where I was going.
Right. I'll probably just read pulps.
Okay. There are several issues of adventure that have come out that you have not read.
Read it for a month straight until we reconvene somewhere.
All right. And what is Brittany doing?
Acquiring passage and animals and supplies for everyone.
Okay. That will probably bring you up to speed with where everybody is currently at until you finish all of that.
I'll send telegraphs, whatever, that I have pretty much everything we'll need as soon as everyone's ready.
All right.
And when everyone gets here, I'll give you all your stuff that I just bought.
One other thing. When you return back to your home and you go to the Grove to let them know what has happened, after you tell them that, there is a figure that walks into the Grove. Give me a mythos roll. Okay. You failed your mythos roll.
Yep.
She will walk directly up to you. Brittany chatting. You have taken care of my children. For this, I will revoke the curse that I've put on you. Do not allow it to happen again. The curse will be the least of your concerns.
I will do my best.
See to it that you do. I do not tolerate failure.
I know.
And with that, she will vanish in a purplish flame and puff of smoke.
Well, I don't need to go to Australia.
You're on your own. Fund it yourself.
Do any of us need to go now?
Just me.
Okay.
But that's up to you guys.
I have nothing left.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I made it this
I
far.
might get a chance to space travel, so
I
I'm all
have
pumped
to.
up.
Find the lost city of Nakotis.
I feel like because I followed my father's footsteps, and I didn't end up a brain in the jar. I can go one step beyond what he already knew. I can be better than him.
You can go the distance.
I'm not a brain in a jar, so I can go to Australia. That's the key difference between me and my father.
That's fair.
I'm not a brain in a jar.
All right. So you finished getting all the provisions together for the trip to Australia.
Yes.
Are you communicating everyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know. Hey, I've got all the stuff we'll need for our trip. Meet me wherever I am. California.
You would actually want to meet in California.
Yeah, meet me in California.
Say San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's a bay there. There are boats.
Yay, boats.
Okay.
I will head over there.
Okay.
Same here.
You're so close.
All the way from New York, right? It's a long trip. Let me
You can
New
go by
York.
train.
I was
mean,
in
you could probably get
Massachusetts.
a handful of materials to try burning on the way
like the train
in a small brazier.
or that. We're not burning on the train.
I mean, you're going to be on the train, so I'd recommend not burning it down.
So, yeah, I'll be catching the train out of Massachusetts
Okay.
to California.
How much is that ticket? I think I'm good.
Yeah, that ticket's only going to be like $35.
Okay, then I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I'm good.
Okay. Are you in fact taking things to burn along the way?
Yes, all different types of wood.
Okay.
Anything I can.
Give me one more percentile roll.
$16.
Okay. It is late in the evening on your train trip. You have a cabin to yourself. You've begun to realize that it seems that very sappy woods tend to give the best effect. But you've noticed that it doesn't really depend on what the wood is, so it must be the sap itself. So you get your hands on some amber and set that on fire. When you place the ring in it, there is a red mist that comes out of the gem set in the ring. It flows out and coalesces into the form of a large demon. Traditional biblical demon.
I'm not going to tell Derek.
He's dead.
Ever. I'm not. Who says I can't talk to him again?
You have summoned me.
I guess I have. Not on purpose, but here we are.
Nevertheless, here we are. You may ask me questions, and I will answer them truthfully. That is my binding.
Is it possible to speak to the dead?
Yes.
Can you help me speak to the dead?
No. What is your POW?
My-
Your POW rating on your character.
13.
Okay. And that is all the questions you were allotted.
Damn.
And it goes back in the ring. Now, it may be possible to summon it again.
Probably
when you would like to do that is up to you. I mean, you can try it again
I'm
right now.
still a little too sane to go further than that for now.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yes.
Give me a sanity roll.
I definitely didn't make it.
Okay. It's only a d6.
Okay.
Okay.
Further down he falls. Still too sane, I think.
Yeah.
What would be the threshold to like kind of losing grip almost completely? Not completely like insane where you're not even a functional character anymore.
Insane so that you're not even functional is essentially 0.
Yeah.
So I'd be willing to say somewhere between 40 and 50 is where people are going to start to realize that you're a little unhinged.
All right, that's where I'm at now. I guess I can choose then when I feel like I am crazy enough to do something drastic. Okay.
You can adopt whichever form of insanity you would like, but at this point, you are unhinged, but it doesn't affect your day-to-day life.
Okay.
Think of it more like an extreme case of OCD.
Okay. Or being obsessed with something or
Yeah.
other. Okay. Cool.
In your case, speaking with the dead. Like just bringing it up in casual conversation with people
Like it's no big deal?
you haven't met before. Oh, hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. You know anything about speaking to the dead? That's weird. I've been trying to. Haven't had any luck. But, so what's the weather like down there? You know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
The rest of your train ride will go on eventfully unless you attempt to do something again.
No. I just move the story ahead.
Okay. Everybody arrives in San Francisco. Passage is booked. 2 days later, the boat sets sail. Boat. Makes a stop in Hawaii for a day or two. And then you boat on. Makes a stop in China. It's either that or Japan. China's a much bigger port, so they can make port there with various shipments and drop off cargo, which makes it more convenient for taking passengers into a place. And then you boat down to Australia.
When we get there, everyone has a riding horse. Food is taken care of, and everyone has 10 days. Trail rations taken care of.
Okay.
Alrighty, on the boat, I'll show you guys where we're going. He's according to the map. So we'll be going into the outback.
Yes, in fact, you will. You will be boating into Darwin. From there, you will be traveling south, keeping relatively close to the coast because that's where most of the cities are, until you get to a small city called Fitzroy Crossing. From there, you will have to head southeast into the sandy desert.
Into the desert.
You would guess that it would likely be a 3-day trip into the desert.
Skills.
Yes, you will have an opportunity to raise your skills. If you would like to go into your skill and tests now for that, you may.
Are you Oh, okay.
You want to fail, and then when you fail, you can add a d10. If you succeed, it does not go up.
I did shoot that guy. Fuck. That's pretty much it. Oh, library use.
Finally got to use that skill.
Yeah, and I passed.
All right. Once you arrive in Australia, if everybody can give me a spot hidden roll.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
hell no.
Okay. Everything is kosher.
Are
You
snakes poisonous? There's a lot of poisonous states in Australia.
There's a
aren't
lot
there?
of poisonous everything in Australia, as it turns out.
That's true.
Oh, you know what I didn't bring? Poisoned kids.
Hopefully you still have some left.
I didn't bring them.
Sweet. Well, you're in a major city, so maybe you can buy some.
Yeah, I do the thing.
All right. We
much?
will let you buy things, and we will continue our journey once you are done.